Zakaria, we have morning you all. Okay. And I wanted to ask one question from you guys before starting this class. Do you guys are working on ASM or are aware about ASM, or you are very new about ASM, or not even ASM? Maybe I will be talking about general F5. So what about F5? Maybe Gokul, I am aware he is doing the work. Okay. Amit, I am aware you are doing the work. And if I am not wrong, Mohammed and Jakaria, for you both, because if I'm not wrong, you are not on ASM, or are you?
Actually, I'm working with one of the projects, but it's not F5.
It's not F5. The technology is not F5. You mean to say the
No,
product line?
The product, yes, it's different product line. As you say.
Okay. Okay, but you are working on ASM. That's perfectly fine.
Mm.
And the same is the course with you, Mohammed, also, right? Because you are working together, right?
Yeah, actually, yes.
Okay. So it means I can consider that you guys have the information about F5. That's perfectly fine. What about you, Megan?
Yes, I'm working on an ASM. I have the ASM and LTM module in the environment for which I'm client, which are working.
Perfectly fine. That's great.
For
Amit?
me, I didn't work on ASM actually. This is my first time.
Okay, but you are working on another product, no?
No, not another product. I didn't work on ASM.
Okay, it's all right. But you are aware about F5 at least.
Yes, I'm aware about F5 LTM.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, for me also same. Yeah.
Okay, so it is Abdullah, right?
Yes, Abdullah.
Okay, so you are aware about F5. That's very great. And
I am not working. I didn't work in ASM.
ASM, perfectly fine. Not an issue. Okay, so who left? Maybe we have one more person, Alejandro. Would you like to tell about you, from where you are, and are you aware about F5 terminology or no? Are you able to hear us? Okay. He's the guest, maybe. He dropped. Okay, leave. Now, I am considering that all of you are having F5 LTM knowledge then, basically. Okay, I forget about the Yunus. Yes, Mohammed Yunus.
Yeah, actually, I'm working on F5 LTM, and we have project coming up that we will be,
ASM.
we have installation of our ASM. So that's why I need to knowledge some ASM. Okay.
Great. So at least I can see that none of you are new about the F5, because in my past previous batch, there were some people who are not even aware about LTM also. So here we have the all of the persons who are having F5 knowledge. That is great. Now, a very generic question. Why ASM is required?
For a layer 7 security.
Sorry, one by one. Yes, Megan.
Yeah, for a layer 7 security.
Layer 7 security. Okay. Only for layer 7?
It's actually for, I think, mainly to protect against OWASP top 10, which is coming in application.
Only OWASP 10, top 10?
This is mainly because the generation firewall is not powerful and capable to handle OWASP top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that I think it is the main thing why we need the WAF.
Right. By the way, what is WAF?
Web access firewall.
So that is the full form. Yes, web application firewall. But what is the WAF? Or maybe if I will ask you, where in the data center I need to place the WAF if I need to?
Next to the servers.
DMZ on untrusted area.
Right.
We can see this is our client area, okay, a number of clients. Over the internet, maybe we are using SD-WAN, maybe we are using DMVPN, or maybe we are using MPLS or whatever. It is going into our DC, Okay, this is my DC. Over the DC, there is some kind of PE. Post PE, we should have some kind of firewalls generally. Okay, this can be your Polo. This can be your checkpoint, or maybe any ASA or whatever firewall you want to use. Then post that, your F5 will come into the picture. And generally, whenever you are using F5, LTM and ASM, both module will be coming into the picture all together. Okay, generally. And post that, you have some kind of server zones. So whatever your servers are there, those are backend in the backend. So that is the major, maybe you can say the traffic flow will be going through your firewall. Post firewall, your ASM will come into the picture, and post ASM, it will be go into the server if it is a legitimate traffic. In case if it is an illegitimate traffic, this part is not true. I hope all of we are on the same page so far. Any doubt? Any question?
Sir, if I place the IPS behind the firewall before the ASM, so what will be the IPS signature and the ASM will do?
See, it all depends. So if you are using IPS, if you are using Palo Alto, there are attack signatures over here also. There are attack signature over here also. It depends. Bit like your ACL. If you are working on networking, you are easily able to relate that in ACL, if the packet is dropping or getting denied on the third position, next all of the stuff will not be checked. Similarly, if your packet is getting some kind of violation, it is dropped by Palo Alto, it will not be forwarded further. Okay, and until or unless if there is IPS, there is IDS, there is n number of device security like security features you are doing into your environment, if one of them is denying it, it will not go further. Bit like your ACLs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
There's another
just for
question,
an
teacher.
SQL injection, we are going for a ASM. This is the only one feature, because IPS or firewall doesn't having this feature. That's why are we going for ASM?
We will be talking about that. Don't worry. Okay. Generally, I am just asking the general question first. Then we will be dealing with those things. What is SQL injection? What is PHP injection? What all are the injection attacks? How to like mitigate them? We will be coming to that later on. Don't worry.
There's one question, teacher. What do you call this? Some companies, they placing WAF instead of firewall. Is that okay?
Depending upon your budget.
I
Okay.
mean, behind the BE router that they put the WAF.
Should be ideally it should be firewall in front of that. Okay, to mitigate your L4 attacks at least. Okay. Even on the router also you apply the ACLs. Even if you have ASM, it doesn't mean that you are not applying ACLs on your internet side, right? So that depends. How is your environment? What you want to achieve? What kind of security you are thinking for? On the basis of that, you need to be placed each and everything. Okay. So it depends upon your engineering team, like how they are deciding it. But firewall is maybe mandate. Okay. There is a combination of firewall and ASM both. Okay, because ASM is ultimately securing your application, nothing else. And which application? Which is using HTTP and HTTPS.
And preventing from the DDoS attacks.
So if you are aware, there is Arbor solution for DDoS and those kind of attacks, even though our ASM also is having some kind of DOS profile. And we will be learning that in the very last classes. Don't worry. What are the brute force? Maybe I will be covering it sometime. Okay. But yes, for those things, maybe you can place the Arbor solution, IPS, IDS, bit like those kind of solutions should be in the place. Okay. So that is one thing. But what I told is that whenever you are using WAF, WAF is your web application firewall. It protects which kind of application? Again, only HTTP and HTTPS. Very important. Okay. You need to have HTTP or HTTPS application, and for this you should be have a profile on your virtual server, and that profile would be HTTP profile. Okay, so you should have the HTTP profile associated with your virtual server. Post that, if you are applying it, then you were asking Megan that, okay, either it is SQL attack, yes, it will be mitigated, but lot of conditions are there. Your policy is under the blocking mode or no. What about your learning flags? What about your attack signatures? These are under the staging or enforcement mode. Lot of things we will be learning when we will be going through the classes. Don't worry, we will be able to check all of those things later on. Then it's not only this, it's about maybe XSS, okay, maybe PHP injection, maybe CSRF, maybe lot of other things. We will be able to see that, okay, either it is parameter tampering, URI tampering, lot of other things. Our WAF will be keep on monitored and checked, and you will be able to feel like that attack signature is only one part of the security. There are a lot more other parts also which WAF is providing you, and there you will be able to see that, okay, how the WAF is distinguished between the other firewalls. Any questions? I hope that is a generic introduction and all of we are good with that. And again, as I am telling you that any kind of SSL inspection if you require, so you guys are from FI team, you are already aware that there is some kind of SSL profiles. May anybody would like to tell me about the SSL profiles, please?
SSL profile actually is enabled for in both sides, from the client side and as well as from the server side. SSL profile, it is for using for the decryption. The SSL, which is because as we know, that is that's F5 is doing SSL offloading, which means it's dividing like two parts. From like client to F5, there will be one part, and from it will be a session, and from the F5 toward the server, there will be another session.
So that is true. I agree with you. Now I was talking about, oh, where is that? Give me a minute.
Yes, SAML and
So SSL profile we were talking about. Okay, we are talking about that there is a client. This is my FI boundary. Okay,
Yes,
I am not talking about rest of the things. It is my server. And what we were talking about, that there are two sessions. First session would be over here. Second session would be here. Now question for you. For this session to be happened, if your traffic is coming the SSL encrypted, if the traffic is coming SSL encrypted, would your F5 will be able to intercept in that traffic if you are not using SSL offloading? No.
No.
No, sir.
Right? So that is the reason why your SSL offloading is must when you are using your ASN. There are two more terms. Okay, one is the pass through. What is that?
It just passes without doing any encryption.
If SSL offloading is happening at the backend server, the client to the server SSL communication will be happening from client to the backend server. So FI will be as transparent for SSL traffic.
That's true. So the very first thing what I told you is what? That is your HTTP profile. Second, if you have HTTPS thing, then what is the second thing that is mandate? You should be having SSL offloading over here. Otherwise, your F5 will not able to intercept or check that any kind of traffic, because it would be a encrypted traffic. I hope there should not be any doubt so far. Now, question for you again, guys. Okay, because you are already aware about these things. So let me ask one more question from you. This is F5. This is my server. What is SSL? Why we require SSL? a generic question with respect to the client, not with respect to the FI. Why a client required SSL profile or SSL certificate, sorry.
To establish a secure connection between the application and the client.
Secure
Security purpose.
secure connection in what way?
Encrypted format. The data will be encrypted and sent to the client, whatever the application data.
So you mean to say that whenever data is going from client to the server, we are not considering about, you know, SSL profile or whatever. Just we are just checking that, okay, the data is going over there and it will be encrypted. Do let me know if someone is not agreeing on this point. So that is the like goal of SSL certificate, using SSL certificate. Okay. Now, if it is encrypted, it means no one can read about that. Am I correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
It means no one able to amend that.
It depends on the key, SSL key.
So key, but obvious, you are not gonna share your private key with anyone, right?
Yeah.
So it means no one be able to amend that, yes or no?
Correct.
Question. If nobody is able to do that, why ASM is required then? Come on, any answer, whatever you think.
Yeah, maybe could decrypt.
So let me just, you know, stop that option that nobody is decrypting that. Why the ASM is required?
To protect our backend server or applications.
I'm sorry?
It is to protect our backend server. That's why we need
Backend
ASM.
server. Backend server from whom?
From any type of attacks from
That is what my question is. If it is encrypted, nobody can alter it. It means no attack can happen. If you are having SSL profile, so is the ASM required for HTTPS or no? The question is either it is required for HTTPS or no. HTTP, okay, I can think about that it is required. But what about HTTPS?
ASM is not applied for HTTP.
Not applied for HTTP.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but the profile which I see into the current ASM, it is all are for the HTTPS.
The reason is that is the best practice. Okay, so that is the best practice. Yes, it can be for HTTP, but yes, we cannot use that right over the internet. Now question is, why do we require for the HTTPS? That is the question.
Because HTTP is not secure and there is no certificate, no key for that.
So I am eliminating all of the options like for the key. Okay, let us say the key is private to you, only for your organization, not for any other organization. Nobody is able to decrypting or also that option.
How can be publicly hosted then our URL if it is for only for my organization?
I'm sorry.
So how could we publish the publicly the URLs if it is only for my organization?
That's all right. That's perfectly fine. If you have the public key, it can be done. Okay, that is not an issue.
I think we like the headache of the encryption. Okay, we don't need that one to happen on our server. We need our server only to be dedicated like for serving the application, and the headache of the encryption. Okay, and investigation we need to put it in F5.
maybe I lost you. Can you repeat again once, please?
Because the headache of the encryption, of the decryption.
That's all right. The SSL offloading we are not talking about. Okay, just think about the SSL offloading or all of the stuff, please. I'm just talking about that if the traffic is encrypted, why the ASM is required then?
It will help for the other like SQL injections and all those type of attack
Right,
to protect from those attacks, right?
right,
Someone
So-
needs to be there to decrypt.
right. So let me give you that answer. Okay, so that is the main thing, like from where your understanding will be becoming more. So when you have any application, maybe you are using n number of application. Let us say you are using your banking application. There is something known as feedback, where a user need to be put something, right? If under this feedback session, user is putting out some kind of script, who is responsible for that? If under your application, you need to log in, there is a username and password field. If under this username, someone is injecting some kind of attack, who will be able to check that?
ASM.
For these things, even your traffic is going on in the encrypted way, but your encrypted traffic is also malicious. That is illegitimate traffic. Your firewall not able to, your firewalls would not be able to see those traffic because it is encrypted. If you have SSL offloading on your firewalls, maybe it will be able to check, but not in that granular fashion. But your FIASM has something known as normalization, which is very advanced. And again, we will be covering it later on in our sessions, where it will be able to catch each and every part of your body, each and every part of your header, whatever entities you are using, either it is parameter, either it is file type, either whatever n number of things you can talk about, it will be able to see each and everything. And if there are some attacks, it will generate a violation. Getting this point, guys? Okay, I hope all of you are on the same page. There should not be any doubt. So when we are talking about ASM, can anybody let me know what is the difference between the WAF and ASM, please? Although it is a very basic question, but just for the information, I wanted to know if you guys have information about them.
WAF is the generalized term for a layer 7 security.
That's true. So when we are saying ASM, ASM is also a WAF. Okay. ASM is also a WAF, but this WAF is because produced by your F5. F5 is giving the product name as ASM, Application Security Manager. So again, F5 ASM is again a WAF. Okay. And the WAF can be of any of the company, maybe Citrix, NetScaler, KMP, or maybe n number of devices are there which are running in the market, which are supporting your WAF. And when we are covering our with respect to our F5, so maybe you are going for CCNA, okay, that is a Cisco certification. You are learning for the Cisco inbuilt stuff. But later on, if you wanted to go for the Juniper, the commands can be little bit different, but the basic terminology are same. How the EIGRP can be differentiated, how the OSPF can be differentiated. So those terminology are same, but maybe you can say that you are learning with respect to the Cisco. Here we are learning with respect to the F5. Okay. Now, when I'm saying about ASM, so in your ASM, it is providing you the robust, maybe comprehensive security policies. Okay. So ASM block your whatever application traffic which is coming and having some kind of threats, maybe unsophisticated application level, maybe DDoS, maybe SQL injection, CSRF, any kind of scripting is there. It will be able to diagnose and provide you all of that information. One thing. Second thing, advanced built-in protection is there in the application. Maybe later on you will be learning about that. If we have some kind of industry standard like PCI DSS, which is usually for your credit card or maybe the banking kind of stuff, it is providing you something known as data guard. We will be covering that, okay, later on. If you have maybe some another industry standard like HIPAA or maybe Basel II or maybe n number of the things, it is providing you all of that security else. Then please mute, keep on mute yourself, all of you. Okay, if there are some question, maybe you can ask. Till then, please mute. Then one thing I provided you about the security policies, how it is doing or how it is mitigating the attack. Second thing, I told you about the industry standards. Third thing, your ASM is pre-equipped with, maybe you can say, the common applications if you wanted to, you know, protect them, like Microsoft Outlook Web Access, Oracle e-business financials, Microsoft SharePoint, such kind of like if you are using applications, they are ready to use some security policies. All the entities like URLs, file types, or what are these, why these are important, we will be covering, don't worry. But just for the sake of, you know, overview, I am telling that it will be providing you such kind of rapid development policies in your environment when you are making your ASM box up, licensing it, provisioning it. These are pre-equipped. Okay, then you are aware that from your FI LTM days, when you are using FI TMOS architecture, you can use SSL offloading, caching, compression, TCP optimization, and a lot of things onto F5. So that all of the things you can do. Again, it can be on the virtual editions, it can be have the physical appliances, or whatever version you are using, you can use that. So that is how ASM, what is ASM, what is WAF, why it is required. That was the very, very general overview and the high fly overview. Now someone was talking about the OAPs, if I am not wrong. Okay, let me just talk about the OAPs, not in the deep, because there is another one class dedicated for it. I will be talking about each and every, you know, these attacks in a very detailed. But just for the information basis, someone was talking about the OAPs top 10. Maybe someone of you can please let me know any of the attack which you are learning about, maybe remind about.
Injection.
So the very first 2017 is the injection attack. In the injection attack, more commonly people used to aware about the SQL injection. Before SQL injection, let us know, what do you think about the SQL? What is SQL?
I think it is the language for communication between the web server and the backend server, like database server.
Okay,
Six-
so this is the language of love, okay, between your web server and the database server. That is true.
It's a query language, right?
Yeah. So what is web server? What is database server? Again, we will be coming to that maybe in our classes. Just for the generic overview, I am letting you know, guys, that whenever you are communicating between your web server and the database server, or maybe let me give you the overview about these two also, these components. So as an client, you are going to some of the application, you are just accessing its web server. That is maybe a static part of your application. You are able to see the username, you are able to see the passwords, maybe different stuff, nothing else. This web server can have the dynamic part from the application server. Maybe if there is some advanced things which it need to be bring out and post onto the web server, it can. And post that, if it need to store some kind of data that need to be stored in the database, and we can say database server. So those generic terms maybe we should be aware about. Now, whenever something is communicating with another thing, there should be some kind of language. This language is SQL. Bit like if I will talk about REST API. The REST API has the language of anyone? JSON or XML. Very generic overview. Even, okay, what is REST API, by the way?
Application Programmable Interface.
That is the full form, but what is REST API? Okay, maybe from your thing, what is the difference between API and REST API? So, yeah, someone wanted to say something? Continue. No? Okay. So API is a big jargon nowadays. Everyone is talking about API. API, everywhere is APIs. If in the layman term, I will talk about API, okay? API is nothing when your one program is managing your another program, that is the API. Again, abstraction is there, lot of things going on in the background. We are not aware about it, don't worry. But in the layman term, when my one program is handling my another program is the API, bit like Alexa or maybe Siri or whatever. You are talking with Alexa and managing the maybe bulb of your dining room. That smart LED is managed by whom? Alexa. Alexa is what? Alexa is a device or it is a program. Your voice commanding the Alexa, and in turn, one program is talking with another program. And how it is talking? The language of love in between them is maybe JSON, maybe XML. If you guys, I don't know, is heard about by Python. Python is again, a very popular language nowadays. Okay, by the way, Python, if you are learning with respect to the Cisco, there are some another name for the REST APIs. When you are using for the maybe F5, they have given the name iControl. Have you heard about it? iControl? Okay, that is nothing, but it is just an API. Okay. So these are the different APIs you can use when you are talking about the REST API. REST API means when your API call is on the HTTP or maybe HTTPS, whatever, on those protocols. Those are things known as REST APIs. Again, these are not something which you can have the industry standard, and every vendor is have their own APIs. They are building their own API in their own fashion. If you talk about Cisco, maybe iOS XE is having different API. If you will talk about some legacy or maybe the old devices, they are using some another APIs. Okay, there are n number of API depending upon the different vendors. So that is one thing. When we are talking about JSON and XML, it is a language, what they are using in between them. Bit like your web server is talking up with your database server with the language known as SQL. Let me show you. Let me give you an example maybe. Okay. You will be able to relate it more. Oh, I would not be able to give you an example. Give me a minute, guys. Let me, just jump to my Wi-Fi. If that is working or not, let me check. Okay, it is working. Give me a minute, please. Am I audible? Anyone, please? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes.
Okay, let me check the lab. That was the old session. It is working, still working or no? No. Okay, working. We will talk about this lab also, don't worry. Okay, I will be giving you overview. You will get this lab, by the way. If you want to build in your laptop, maybe I will give you an think about that as well. But let me quickly check. Maybe there are a lot of things from my previous class. Let me close them. Go to the admin, admin, and oh my God, this fiddler used to do a lot of stuff. Let me take a shutdown of this machine. Okay, and I will shut it back. Now let me close this. Let me close this. Let me make it on again. You guys able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so where is that? That is let me open from here. I will let you know what is the fiddler, how it can, break your connections. Maybe it should break my connection if I'm using fiddler. No, perfectly fine then. Admin, admin. Let me see. Everything is fine. License is about to expire. It's all right. We have some time. So you can see I have a virtual server, and this virtual server again, fiddler. Give me a minute. Fiddler is a full proxy, by the way, guys. Okay, and it will interrupt your session bit like that. Okay, if you will use it. So what I need to do, I need to maybe just wait for a while. Otherwise, it will keep on doing like that. Let me just go fiddler. I am using no. Maybe let me just shut down from here and restart it. So what I want to show you is currently about the SQL attack. Okay, I will be showing that what is your SQL attack and how it will be gonna happen on your website, and how to like resolve that issue. Maybe that is a separate thing. We need to talk about lot before going over there. But let me just show you quickly how the attacks can happen. Okay, hopefully this time it will work. Admin and admin. Let me check. No, I don't require. So you can see I have an application server 10.10.2043. Later on, I will show you how to build this lab topology. I will do this part also even in the class. Don't worry. But I am just showing you the prerequisites or maybe some of the, introduction about our ASM or the WAF related stuff that I am showing you, so that later on when we are checking it, we can able to see a lot of stuff. So I have registered some user. You can also register some of the user by register now. Okay, later on in your classes when you will be having the lab topology. So you can see I am logged in by my username, that is netminion. If I will show over here, can you see it? It is showing my nickname, my name, and my credit card information also. By the way, it is false. Okay, but it is giving me, and it is the vulnerability in your application. That is not good. So for these things, for these compliance to be get met, you have something known as data guard. We will be coming to that later on. But now if you see these all information is coming in the very plain text, which should not be. This URI, maybe I will talk about later on. What is the query string? What is the parameter? What is the query? What is I was showing you about this, right? So this is one of the vulnerability. You can see even the connection is HTTPS. Even the connection is HTTPS, but someone can easily able to make these things which is not legitimate in a very quick manner without the information of the user. Sorry, the application owner. And application owner need to be tell to WAF team that, okay, or maybe web application team you can say, or the ASM team you can say, that this parameter is not allowed. Okay, this meta character is not allowed, and we as an WAF administrator need to remove this part from our application. But from where we need to remove this, we should be aware about that thing. Okay, so for that we should be having a good knowledge about our product. Okay, leave it. Now I am logging it out. Okay, and let me maybe go to the home. This is my username and the password. You go to the Google, search for the SQL injection. You can have a lot of SQL injections strings. I'm just using one of them. Okay, so this is a simple string. Now username and password, very common field of your application. Okay, let me check first if there is some kind of security policy or no. If there is a security policy, I need to remove that. Just give me a minute. There is, let me delete it, so that if I will make any attack, it should not block. So you can see that this is an SQL injection query which I am putting in my username. If I will press go, I am able to log in, even though it is not a legitimate user, but it is getting logged in onto my application. If I will check the control panel data, you would be able to see again the same username, password, each and every username and password I am able to see. That is not correct, because it is talking with my SQL, using my SQL query, it is talking with my backend server. What should be the resolution, what not? Again, we will come back to that. Don't worry, we will be talking about a lot of attacks also, but this is one or two attacks which I wanted to show you. Now, what we can do when we are placing out our ASM, all of these things will be get checked. But before that, we need to be aware about what is the security model. There can be positive security model and the negative security model. Okay, are you guys aware what is the positive security model or the negative security model? Anyone?
By positive security model, everything is been denied, I guess.
So there are two types of security models. One is the positive security model. Next is the negative security model. Your LTM follow the positive security model. Your ASM follow the negative security model. Okay, just FYI, we will be talking about that again. Okay, in our classes. Again, there are some classes dedicated for that, maybe 30 minutes purely dedicated for these models and all of the stuff. We will be learning about each and everything. But for your information, just for the maybe information sake, when we are talking about the positive security model, it means we are letting our device know that this is allowed, this is allowed, this is allowed, these all things are allowed, rest all things are denied. Bit like your ACL, if you talk about in your networking field. Whereas in negative security model, we are saying this is disallowed, this is disallowed, rest all things are allowed, which your WAF or maybe ASM equipped with by default. Why they are doing so? Why they are adhering with negative security model? Lot of question maybe come into your mind, but keep it with you only. For the later on classes, I will be clearing each and every doubt. Do not worry. Okay, these are very common doubts. In every session, I used to have these doubts. Okay, I will be letting you know about all of this stuff, but later on. Again, this was one thing. This was one attack maybe I was showing you. What if I am just using some kind of script? Maybe script is starting with the script. I am searching Go, and currently because I am not searching for, I am not having any kind of security policy. It is not allowing me to do anything. It's not blocking anything. But if this script is some kind of thing like I can steal some data, I can have some such information which is not correct as an illegitimate user I should have, but it will give me. So vulnerable, highly vulnerable website, even though I am using HTTPS. You can see all of these attacks are happening on the HTTPS. That is the reason why I was asking if it is HTTPS, either the WAF or ASM is required or no. Yes, you can see it. Why? Maybe I am selling an item, or maybe let me give you an overview about the Fiddler. Okay, even though Fiddler is not the good thing, but let me just use, so in our environment it used to have, you know, lot of issues, but I will let you know that if you just shut your machine and unshut your machine, maybe you can go for. So there is an auction website source code which they are selling in the 5 USD. Okay, book and horror. Okay, horror books. If I need to buy it, I will go over here. My username and password which I created is netminion. Netminion. You need to create your own, but I will let you know how to do that. Okay. If I will submit, you can see the 5 rupees is charged from the credit card number, whatever I have provided. So that is my simple, you can say, transaction. What is gonna done? Let me go to the back to the item, or maybe let me go to the home. I was under the books, right? So I was under the books, I was under the horror. Okay, let me go to the source code again, let me buy it again, and let me go to the netminion. Let me just paste it netminion, but before doing that, let me use Fiddler. Now before that, before using that, let me just give you an overview so that when I make attack, you guys should be aware about it. So you guys are aware, if there is a client, there is a F5, there is a server, our F5 is intercepting in between because it is behaving as full proxy, right? Now, when I am introducing Fiddler, I am introducing Fiddler over here. And again, Fiddler is also a full proxy. So first session would be here, second session would be here, third session would be here. Make sense? Fiddler is clear. It is nothing. We will be talking about Fiddler maybe later on. Don't worry. But just for your information, currently I am just using one more full proxy. Okay. Now let me show you what I am making the use of that full proxy. Again, a tool, very good tool. We need to be use it. Where is that? So let me go to the Fiddler. Free to like download. Okay. Under the Fiddler, I am saying whatever session coming to you, buddy, break it. Do not get it like that. Okay. It should be get breaked. Now let me submit. Can you see it is popping up with something? Let me go over there where it is. Why it is showing the tunnel. In the web form, there is nothing. Again, tunnel. Why it is showing me the tunnel? Give me a minute. Fiddler is not booting up properly. Oh, it break this session also. Let me check Fiddler again. Okay, it will ask for the you know key and all of the stuff. I need to give the permission. Yes, use the same keys. I am giving the permission for this. That is perfectly fine. Now let me go again to the books. And what was that? Okay, I am giving you permission, buddy. Now what was that? Horror book. I was supposed to maybe buy it. I was just using my username and my password, that is same. And now I am going to my Fiddler and I am saying again that break it. Before the request, break it. If I need to submit it, it is showing me the yellow button. It is saying that it is something coming up with. If I will go to the web form, I can see that there are a couple of the things which I can see here. This is a like net minion bid, maybe it's this request. Okay, can you see it is showing me the price? Maybe under the price, if I want to make some change, I can easily change. Why it is not allowing me to make the change? Wait for a while. Fiddler is making some nuisance over here. Let me maybe disable it. Okay, and go again. Home. Where is that? Books. Maybe horror and auction website, and maybe before buy. I am just breaking it. Before the request, I want to buy it. Let me see if it is showing me. If it is showing me that stuff under the web form, okay, it is showing me. Now, if you see, I'm just making the changes. It can be 50,000 also. It can be more. I'm just making and running it to the completion and just saying that, okay, and where are the rules? I have done my stuff. Now I am disabling it. I will go over here. Can you see the price? It was of the 5 rupees, but I just make the changes. And such kind of stuff can happen. Such kind of attacks can happen. And this time I am just paying $1 for the 5, right? So these attacks are gonna happen onto your website, and when you are using it is again HTTPS, again encrypted one. But these attacks can happen. So such attacks which are getting happening, how our ASM will get resolve them, what we need to do is, again, there are a lot of things we need to learn about, and that is how we are learning about our F5 ASM. Any doubts so far? Questions? Let me close the fiddler, otherwise this buddy will again keep on poking on. Okay, that is closed. No questions. Let me go to my ASM, and again it will be maybe keep on popping up like that due to your fiddler. That's all right. Let me check if I can have one thing. So there is something known as application security. You guys should be aware about the application security. You need to create it, give some name, maybe give any name. Today is 31st of July. Maybe I am just giving name 31st of July. What is parent? What is that? Maybe we will be coming back to that later on. What is comprehensive? What is not? Again, we will come back to that later on. This time, maybe let me scale the window, or so if I will go above, go to the advanced, let me see a couple of the things. Okay, maybe it is under the blocking. That's all right. Keep it under the blocking. What are these server technologies? We will be coming back to that. Don't worry. Okay, this is your first class. I cannot keep on putting everything in the first class. I will be coming to all of these parts, but later on, MySQL, I just use the server technologies, maybe trusted IP, nothing. For I don't want signature staging. I don't want. I want to just create the policy. Just I wanted to show you support ID. Okay, how the support ID can. So that is the thing what I am showing you now. Maybe I need to check a couple of the flags and all of the stuff if it is already there or no. If no, I need to place it. Okay, what about my application security now? Changes are there. Yes, I am gonna publish. What about my attack signatures? What are there? We will be talking about these all things. Don't worry. Later on, very important things. We will be coming back to that. It is known as the heart of your ASM, but later on we will talk about. Now let me see my virtual IP. It was HTTPS. Again, due to the fiddler, it will cause such kind of issues. Oh, even it is generating the support ID now. Why? Maybe due to the cookies and all of that stuff. I will be talking about that later on. But you can see such kind of support ID will come when there is illegitimate traffic which used to come. If you see it, as I was talking about, that it is due to cookies. There are some cookies. What are the proprietary cookies? We will be talking about all of that stuff. But for the time being, I need to accept this request. Go to the policy building, and maybe let me apply this policy. Okay, maybe let me have a refresh. Now, if I will go able to search for the script, why it is not blocking? So again, maybe let me open in the incognito way. 10.10.10.2043, it should be HTTPS. And here, if I'm opening with the script, okay, not good. Let me see why it is not stopping it in the event logs. If I will see it, okay, it is showing me the attack signature, but it is showing me that it is under the staged. Oh, who put it under the staged? So these are the things. See, I was talking about you that there are n number of things that even if you have the security policy, it doesn't mean that it will block everything. Okay, it need to be see that what are getting blocked and what are not. So the staging, maybe I need to see that attack signature, why it is going under the stage mode. Okay, if I will show you, you can see this is the attack signature. Okay, if I will go to the attack signature, particular that attack signature, maybe it can seems bit like, you know, advanced, but later on you will be able to see that these things are very common and you will be able to play with it. Can you see it? It is the attack signature and I want to enable it. Apply on the policy. Let's replicate again if I can see my policy is blocking it now or no. If no, maybe some another reason. I need to keep on trying. What are the reasons? What are the things? Again, it is not blocking. What is the reason now? Oh, it is blocking. Why it is not showing me over there? This fiddler used to have some issues. Okay, you can see it is now blocking. So that is something like your violation which is getting created. Okay, and how to resolve these violations? What are the false positive? How we need to tackle out the false positive? How we can not break our legitimate traffic and apply the security policy in the production? All of these things we need to take care about. Okay, so that is the job of WAF administrator, and you as an ASM engineer should be aware what are the best practices, what are the optimization practices, what is the configuration practices we need to do. So yes, Gokul, you have some doubt asking question.
Yeah, most of the time we will be having this signature IDs in the WAF itself. So around 5,000 or 7,000 right now. I think 7,000 plus signature IDs are there by default whenever we are updating ASM signatures. But when do we need to create the signature IDs? Like when we will be creating those? At what scenarios?
Depend upon your application to application.
Okay.
But how to create them, maybe we can see it in our class. Okay, manually, yes, we can create these attack signatures. Okay, But when you are creating your attack signature, be cautious. It will not get upgraded from your F5. If you are upgrading your box even, you need to keep them into your upgraded image. Otherwise, it will get lost. What all of these things we will be, talking about. Don't worry. We will be talking about each and every part of it.
Okay, okay, fine.
Okay. So that is the by you can say overview of our classes. Okay, what is the ASM? How we will be gonna go ahead and do the ASM stuff. So far, any doubt, any question, any other thing which keeps on coming under your mind, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can wrap up for today, and from tomorrow we will be starting. And one thing more, because you guys are aware about F5. Okay, the one who is gonna generate the key, give me one more key. Maybe I will show you the configuration from tomorrow only then. Okay, tomorrow I can take you like how this lab is built up and how you need to build up this lab for your purpose only. Even though I have some workbooks also, I will be gonna share you those workbooks. But yes, I required a key. Okay, so if someone has a extra key, do let me know and give it to me. Maybe Amit, if you are generating, give it to me. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Any doubt? Any questions?
My friend, today we will have like the recorded session or when?
Sorry, Abdullah.
Yeah, today we can like have the recorded session today
Yes,
or
yes,
when?
yes. Every session will be recorded. Every session will be recorded. Even this was the introductory, introductory session, you can say. I will be putting it on the YouTube also.
Oh, okay. But my friend, this one you will send it to our mail or how we can access the recorded session?
Over the WhatsApp, you will be getting the link. From that link, you can download on your PC. But later on, there will be a portal, okay, on which you will be having the access, and from there you can able to see each and everyone. You will be getting access on that portal, and you can just see from there. That would be lifetime. There is no time period limit over there, okay, but you need to access through the portal only.
All the materials will be there. Huh?
Yes, every material I will be gonna post or I will be gonna give to the NetMinion team. They will be posting it over there.
Yeah, do we have like a agenda or list that we will be covering on each day? Topics will be covered in each day, something like that.
There is, but what is the topics? If you wanted to see, maybe you can go to the netminion.net, and from here you can see the ASM stuff. Not only ASM, whatever you want to see. Maybe there are n number of courses what we are providing. So you can just go to the ASM and you can check about the different stuff like ASM study, Python, cloud, Palo Alto, Checkpoint, whatever you want to see. You can see all of these things. What you need to do, like if you are going for the LTM, click on the LTM. Okay, these are the official groups of NetMinion. If you wanted to be the part of these groups, please go over there, be the part. Whatever offers are coming, whatever other courses are started up, maybe you can have all of those information. If you are already the part of, that is good. If not, maybe you just click over there and you would be the part of the Telegram group or maybe the WhatsApp group as per your ease. Then when you scroll it down, you can see it that there is some complete syllabus which we are providing up. You click on this part and you would be able to download that. So maybe it is giving me the option for the download in the next another screen. Let me download and open and show you. So this is the like what all are the agendas.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions? And this would be your lab. Again, into your lab we will be talking about tomorrow. What are the different parts of the lab, how we need to manage it, what we are doing. Even I will be wiping out all of the configuration of this part, this part, this part, and this part. And I will be starting it from the scratch so that you guys, when you are doing it for your own lab, because each and every individual have this lab access. Okay, and you need to do your lab by your own self, and at that time you should be not wondering that what I need to do, because some persons are from the networking field, some are not. So in that way. Okay, a quick introduction about the WAF course. Okay, what we are gonna learn about it, how we are gonna learn about it. From tomorrow it would be officially our first class, and we will be starting it. Okay, so far have a very good day ahead. We will be meeting soon tomorrow on the same time. Have a good day. Bye bye.